Welcome back, know-it-alls, and thanks for listening to the show. Your support is awesome. Please continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode when it gets released. You can find us on all social media platforms under the name Answers for Everything Podcast. We should be there. If we are not, let us know and we'll make it right.
All right.
Who do we have today?
Who do we have?
Yeah.
We have.
Who have you had? Who'd you have today?
I don't have anybody.
Yeah,
No.
me neither.
After midnight, yeah, but not this morning. They were gone.
Darn.
Yeah. They even
Morning
Lucky
time.
you.
I like morning time. It's the best. So what do we want to talk about? What we thought about summers as a kid versus summers now, what we liked?
shit, yeah. Because I mean technically it's summertime, right?
Sounds like a good term.
So we're living the dream right now as adults, are we not? No?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
But I can't get my Brokeback Ice house on.
So Josh, describe your life in summertime now versus your life in high school summertime. What would the differences be?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing much the same things that I used to do. I play a lot more disc golf now. Smoke a lot of weed like I used to. I drive now. That's a big difference.
You didn't drive in high school?
Nope.
Hmm.
Didn't even have friends with cars.
So do you look forward to summer now? Like, let's say it's May, and does your life change? Like, I know when you're in high school, it's like, oh, sweet, May, June, and then I don't have to go to school. Like, your biggest thing is I don't have to wake up and go to school in the morning. But you also have to wake up and go to work if you're one of those kids with a job. Were you one of the kids with a job?
I started working when I was 17.
Okay.
So yeah, well, I went to high school, yeah.
How about you, Charles?
Well, talk about the last couple of years of my years of high school. I'm doing the exact same thing I was doing then. I was working full time. I worked full time during my senior year of high school. So,
Did you look forward to summertime when you were in high school?
well, it meant I didn't have to go to school. So yeah, I guess I could say I looked forward to it. I was still working full time, so it was like, oh hey, I'm not working two jobs. So yeah, the last time, well, not counting unemployment as an adult, but the last time I had a summer when it was like a kid thing was when I was probably 15, maybe, and then ever since then, I've always, either been working and going to school or working two jobs or whatever. So,
You don't have kids, right?
nope, no kids.
But Josh, you got kids.
I have three, yeah.
So are they with you all summer, or do they live with you full time, or do you visit them, or do they visit you? How does that work?
I get them every other weekend, and then I get them for a week in spring break, a week in the at Christmas, and a week, usually 2 weeks in the summertime. So I do look forward to that. We always go on nice adventures to Vancouver and walk around, and we do all kinds of stuff.
Because I'm thinking about summertime for me. The kids are out of school, which means I got to deal with my kids full time. And that's more work
Right.
than dealing with your kids while they're in school till 3 o'clock every day.
Yeah,
And
different for you.
yeah, they're with me quite a bit. And that's awesome. That's fantastic. But what I've learned this year is that they don't like to get off their phones. They don't like to get off their tablets. So previous years they would be out bike riding, going to the park, playing sports, and now they wake up at like 11 and they just sit on their iPads for like 9 fucking hours. And
That's not healthy.
yeah, when I mean the little boy, he goes out and plays. Like if his friends come over, they'll go to the park. They'll spend the entire day on their bikes riding around. But it's very few and far between. I find that most kids aren't even at the park anymore. It's pretty
No,
fucked
you're
up.
right. Yeah, there is a definite trend to that way. My kids are like that too, but my kids are also almost all teenagers and grown-ups, so
Yeah, I got a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old.
You want to
yours
know
are
what?
younger than mine.
See, I don't have kids, but you know what really scares me about that? I mean, there's several things, but you wouldn't know what really scares me about that is when the day comes where people have no concept of how to survive and keep yourself entertained. I mean, dude, you could take internet away from me for a week. I wouldn't run out of things to do for at least a week, couple of weeks. I have so much like chores and work and all stuff to do, books, everything else. But you take these people, you make them reliant on something that has to be electronically powered, and then the government takes it away. It's control,
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my rabbit hole conspiracy coming out. It comes out every once in a while. It comes out every once in a while. It's that Midwestern thing.
I use my electronics a lot. Like when I'm not doing a Zoom call, when I'm not editing a podcast, I'm probably playing Call of Duty with my friends, which has to be done online, or I'm watching a streaming service of some kind because, well, shit, what else am I going to do? But yeah, my kids like live on it. Like they just sit there and they'll watch TikTok for, I don't know, like 9 hours straight. And I always felt it was fucked up. And then I hadn't used TikTok for a couple of weeks. I just didn't go on. I didn't care. And then one night I was lying on the couch. I'd finished watching the show I wanted to watch. I had the lights off and like, okay, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I should go to bed. And I just clicked on TikTok. And the next thing I noticed, it was 3:45 in the morning. And I'm still lying on the couch in the dark watching these videos. I'm just like,
it's addictive, man.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I turn it off, take my contacts out, set my alarm and go to bed. But I understand how the kids like just lose their day with it.
Yeah, but you think about that, and all I think of is how scary that is. How scary that is. It's like, hey, we invented time travel and we didn't know it. It's called getting completely lost in TikTok, and the next thing you know, you wake up and it's like being blackout drunk. You're like, where the hell did 8 hours go?
Yeah, I know that's what it felt like. So I haven't been on TikTok since then. That was like weeks ago.
Wow.
It drives me nuts on my kids. I mean, if I say, hey, iPad's off, go do something, they'll go play on the trampoline or they'll go to the park. They're not assholes about it. But their Wi-Fi is like my only tool at my disposal that I can use to get them to do shit I want them to do. Like, oh, it's homework time. Well, I don't want to do it. All right, I just got rid of your internet. Fine, I'll do my homework. It's the only tool I have that they actually care about.
Yeah, until they outsmart you. You know what happened to my friend at work? His wife has parental controls on it.
Yeah.
And the kid spoofed like a warning something from like whatever saying, hey, whatever to enter your password, or he like fingerprint taped her phone. I don't know what the hell he did. He MacGyvered that shit. Anyway, he got her password. And so then at night after like they went to bed and whatever, he just used her password to get back on, turn the internet back on.
So my 9-year-old is smart like that, where I took away his internet. And then I noticed an hour later, he was on his iPad. And I was like, what are you watching? Because unless you're watching a downloaded video, you don't have access to anything. And I saw he was watching YouTube. And I was like, what the fuck are you watching? He's like, YouTube? I was like, how? He's like, I use Chloe's internet. That's our neighbor, his friend. So he just logged onto her internet. It's the house right next door. And he was able to use their Wi-Fi.
Right.
So I had to delete that. And you can choose like, forget that this exists, like forget this network. So I had to click on forget this network because he doesn't know the password. He was just over there, right? He was over there with them and they gave him the password to use on his iPad. Then it stays attached to that account.
Yeah.
Yeah. Automatically connects.
Yeah.
See, I thought get their password, save $50, $60 a month, get rid of your internet and just take theirs.
Well, I mean, with my internet, I can see who's on my network. So even when I'm at work, I'll get a notification saying, hey, this new Apple device logged onto your network. So then I'll text my daughters like, hey, do you have friends over? She goes, oh yeah, Abby just came over. I was like, okay, is Abby on the internet? Yeah, I gave her the password. Okay. Because I can see when somebody else joins my network, and I live right in front of a school, and there's so many people between 2 and 3:30 that are parked out there waiting for their kids that they're trying to like log into my network to use my Wi-Fi. You'll see that they're trying to connect, and you're like, nope, delete this device, delete this device, delete this device. They're not going to guess the password. It's fucking nuts.
Right.
But my internet name, like what do you call it? My network name, I've got Flugengeheimen. So
annoyingness.
So the safe word from Eurotrip, and then I've also got Crash Override from Hackers.
That's awesome.
Those are my two favorite ones that I've used. I have a Stark Tower at work, so if you want to log into the Wi-Fi at work, it's Stark Tower.
I personally think you should set up some kind of spoof internet thing at your house for all the people and like leave a free unsecured Wi-Fi, and whenever it connects, it downloads something, it just pops up on their screen, goes, you're a tool or something. I don't know. Something. Don't be mean. Don't like wreck their phone. but like, quit stealing, you loafer,
Yeah.
you know, or get a job.
To bring it back to summertime, I find it weird
Yeah.
that you guys don't seem excited, like in high school, that you were excited not to be in school. Like I loved having summer off, and now I don't feel that. Summertime is nothing to me now. It's just the time that my kids are here more.
I was totally excited when I was a kid. I mean, yeah, I had 2 months of no school and nothing really to do. I didn't have a lot of chores. I mean, my parents didn't make me do a lot of chores. Now all summer is for me is just I mean, it's like to me it's like I mean, Christmas is the same way to me. It's just another day. Just another day of another day of life, you know?
Yeah, unpack that. Like, how do you feel about that?
It's pretty friggin' sad is what it is.
How about you, Josh? How do you feel about that?
What I don't like is the hot weather, because everything I do at work, every application generates heat. So now it's 45 degrees in the shop, and everything I do makes more heat, and it's awful. So I like winter.
Okay.
And what do you do, Josh? Because I don't know.
I make chainsaw bars, so it's just I work in a metal shop, welding, all sorts of stuff that.
Now chainsaw bars are like the solid piece of the chain, like
the chain goes around.
The chain goes around. Okay, so that's a bar. Okay,
exactly.
So you're doing hot stuff with like welding type of stuff, or like cutting,
welding,
like
grinders, torches.
Okay.
Like it's just.
You know, I'm jealous of Charlie Ray because you're in an office and it's air conditioned. You have a nice chair and a computer.
Yes.
I'm in a kitchen with a 500-degree oven. I mean, Josh knows what that's like. It's fucking terrible.
Sure do.
Right?
It's terrible
and unpredictable. Like, at least when you're going to work, you know how many you have to make for the day, right? You know what your job is that day. When I go to work, I have no idea if I'm going to be sitting around on the internet doing nothing, or if I'm going to be sweating my balls off making food for 400 people in 3 hours. I have no idea.
Like that order you got that one morning for a school, it just came in and like bam.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey, we need 45 larges in the next 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You're like you can't just whatever. No concept, right? Like no idea that it doesn't come out of the freezer pre-made.
They don't care. They want it now.
Yeah, that's what the customer's always right.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I own my business and I shouldn't say it, but the customer's not always right. Hell no. I mean, there's more to that saying. Like, do you guys know what the full saying is?
No.
It's based off a customer who wanted to buy this ridiculous hat to go with this outfit, and it just looked absurd and stupid. And the salesperson was like, hey, do you think maybe you might want this one because it matches everything better? And then the owner of the business comes over and says, the customer is always right. They give them the hat. The person walks to the till to pay. And then the owner looks over at the salesperson and says, the customer's always right. If they want to look like an idiot, let them look like an idiot. There's more to the saying than the customer's always right. Somebody took the first part and thought, fuck, I'm a customer. I'm always right.
All right. And I want to look like an idiot. Yeah,
there's a little bit of history there. That's not the saying. The saying is more than that. And it means you're a fucking moron.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
It's kind of like the saying, never interrupt your enemy when they're in the middle of making a mistake, right?
Sure.
I mean, never interrupt them. Let them
take it to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm thinking of every Bond villain that tells their whole spiel and then it just distracts. Yeah,
exactly. If people in movies would just cap them right away instead of having to tell the whole backstory and explain everything.
Oh man,
movies
would be 20 minutes long. That'd be terrible.
There wouldn't be a lot of part 8s like Fast and Furious.
Part 11, part 13. Come on.
Yeah.
There's the spin-offs.
Yeah.
Don't forget the all-girl spin-off that they're planning, because that's gonna sell.
Now that I want to see.
Do you?
Didn't they learn their lesson with Ghostbusters?
Let me guess. The enemy's patriarchy.
Yeah, the enemy is every person with a XY chromosome or YX. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. What's a male chromosome? Anyone? XY?
It's a Y.
XY then.
Yeah, okay. It's a Y because it's got a dangling participle.
Nice. So that's the enemy in the next Fast and Furious spin-off with all the ladies. Science. That's the enemy. That's who they're fighting.
Truth.
They're fighting that every day, apparently, right now.
They're fighting logic. They're fighting science. They're fighting gravity.
Yes. Especially, they don't want us out there chest feeding. Because, you can chest feed there, Clay. Have you heard that term, chest feeding?
I have not. Tell me more.
Have you heard that term, Josh?
Well, I can guess, but no, I haven't.
Yeah. Basically, they're trying to replace the word breastfeeding with chest feeding because they don't want to marginalize people who might not have breast, who might wear artificial breast to be able to chest feed a child. And I'm like, wow, that's really dumb.
Just stop. Just stop.
It'll turn around. It has to.
I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have a choice. People are seeing the failures all around
Yeah.
and giving into the stupidity.
So, what worries me though is that I feel like whenever that happens, it's going to be like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You know, things are going to go from like, oh, lottie lottie land until next thing you know, why am I an Iron Maiden? You know, I mean, I don't know.
I find that way about plant-based diets. A lot of people rave about their plant-based diet, but then you hear about a lot of plant-based stores are adding meat to their menu because they don't have enough customers. Like, do you think maybe that might be a sign that you're not really a majority?
Yeah.
Have you tried that plant-based burger, Clay? The Impossible thing?
I tried the one at A&W. I don't know what it's called. Is it the Beyond? I don't know what it is.
Beyond, I believe.
So yeah, one of the guys I work with got one for free because he had a friend who worked there. And he cut it in half and I took a bite and I was like, took another bite. I didn't want to be rude, so I finished my half. And he's like, it's not bad, right? I go, well, it's not bad, but it's not a burger. If you take the patty off and just eat the veggies and the mayo and the bun, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Right? Just the veggie burger is delicious, but the patty, I don't know what it's made out of.
Sludge. Sludge.
There was a Burger King one where a friend of mine had the habanero mango Impossible Whopper.
Impossible Whopper, okay.
Yeah. So I took a bite of that and I was like, well, I mean, the habanero's good, the mango's good, the lettuce is good, the mayo's good, the bun is good. But the thing that I keep chewing right now that it's not breaking down, that can be eliminated and this thing would be really good.
It didn't have that nice char-broiled flavor kind of thing to it?
No, it didn't appeal at all to my taste buds. I
haven't tried one.
I just don't understand. Like you have a plant-based veggies everywhere. Why do you need a fake patty? I don't get it.
I don't get it. Yeah, I'd rather have it just made into like lentils or something.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna give me a stir fry and they're like, oh, you could have a veggie stir fry or you could have a stir fry with Beyond Meat in it. It's like just give me the veggies, man. They're awesome.
Yeah, true enough.
Why do I need that? I don't need that's not adding protein. I mean, throw some chickpeas in there. Done. Protein. Done.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I do not understand the fascination with we don't like meat. We're not going to eat meat because we're against what meat is. But hey, I want to make something that tastes like meat, but isn't as good probably for me in a lot of ways as meat. It doesn't give me some of the things that meat gives me. To imitate meat that I despise eating. It makes no sense because don't get me wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I want a good like chickpea masala Indian dish, delicious. You want to give me some you want to give me some aloo gobi, some cauliflower and spices and everything, really good Indian dish? Absolutely. You give me that, fine. Do I want to eat it every day? No, I want some chicken tikka masala. But you know what? If I want to eat vegetables, I want to eat vegetables that are happy to claim, hey, we're vegetables.
Yeah, I agree. Vegetables are delicious.
It's really odd because the fake flavor that fake meat is trying to imitate doesn't actually taste like the real meat it's meant to taste like. So if you go eat Beyond sausage, it doesn't taste like sausage. But the people who eat it are like, oh my God, it tastes just like sausage. Like, well,
you don't know what sausage tastes like.
You haven't eaten sausage in 10 years. You have no idea that the thing you're eating tastes nothing like the thing that it's labeled as. Nothing. Like, ooh, this is a chicken nugget, but it's not made with chicken. It's made with chickpeas. Well, then you're eating a chickpea nugget. It doesn't taste like chicken. You can't make a chickpea taste like chicken. It's not going to happen. And so how's that for a detour from summertime? Yeah.
Well, it's not really that far of a detour because let's detour back to summertime. What do you do in the summertime a lot? At least I do down here in the Midwest, and it's barbecue. Exactly. That's right. I mean, you talk about summertime. What do I like about summertime? I liked going to barbecues. I like going to friends' houses that were barbecuing. I liked it when my dad would cook out and barbecue. I mean, that's some fun summertime right there. It doesn't matter whether you're a kid, or or an adult, I mean, that's something to look forward to. Well, I guess you can go out and grill in negative 30-degree weather. I personally have never tried that.
I've done it.
Have you?
I have
How
a
was
fire.
it?
I have a Weber barbecue, or charcoal barbecue, and I never ever use it. But I have a fire
Yeah.
pit in my backyard, and I use my fire pit as much as I can in the summertime because it's awesome to sit around the fire. Like you saw my pictures last week.
Yeah.
I've like just roasting some Bavarian Smokies, sauteing some vegetables on it. Fire pit. It smells good. It tastes good. But I've done it in the wintertime. Like, and out here, there's 3 feet of snow, so I've shoveled a pathway to my fire pit, a pathway to my snow pile or my wood pile, and I've put the wood in the fire pit, and I've made a fire, and I've cooked ribs or burgers or steak in -40. It's not that cold around the fire pit. It's really toasty because the flame's going.
Right.
But, the shoveling was the worst. I think this year what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some wood on my deck and put it under a tarp, just so I have all the wood ready, so I don't have to shovel way to the back corner of my yard to get the wood. I just need to shovel the 3 feet from the deck to the fire pit. And lighting the fire is not a problem. But yeah, fire, that's like we talked about ice fishing. Hanging out with your friends, it's warm in there, but it's freezing cold outside. It's still a good time.
It's a good time as long as you got fire.
Yeah.
I'm all for being a fan of winter if it's just in short periods of enjoying that kind of winter. I don't want months and months of it. You give me a little bit of cold weather, like you said, hey man, go ice fishing a couple of times in the winter. Cool. Some fire pit. Yeah, sure. Why not? The hot tub. Well, you might need to sanitize Clay's hot tub, but a hot tub.
It does tend to get messy from
Yeah.
time to time. I can tell you there's visitors that visit that leave, I don't know, secretion.
I've had those hot tub experiences myself, minus the snow.
So Charlie Ray, with the temperature in wintertime there, what is it in? Do you know what it is in Celsius? Your coldest that you get.
Well, the coldest that I get, I mean, it's rarely below let's see here.
I'm gonna say -12 Celsius.
For Celsius. Wow. Damn, Clay. I was gonna say 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, guess what? Negative 12.22222
Look at that.
Celsius. So yeah, so 10 degrees is probably about the average for the cold. Sometimes we'll get down into the negatives. Every once in a while we'll have an Arctic blast. But yeah, I mean, and a lot of times in the wintertime, we're just right around freezing, like right around 32, which would be let's see here, probably about, I don't know, 18 maybe.
No, 18 is like summer.
No, zero. It'd be 0 degrees.
Yeah, it'd be 0. Yeah.
So we have -30 to -40 for January, February. It's terrible when you're outside breathing in it because the moisture freezes onto your eyelashes. Like breathing out, you get icicles on your eyes. So it's a quick 8-second walk to my car. It's a quick 20-second walk into Walmart and stuff like that. You don't spend a lot of time outside. But the most wonderful thing about it is that there's no clouds. So I'll have like a 3-month period in the wintertime where I don't know where the snow is coming from, but there's no clouds up top. It's just crystal clear, blue sky, bright sun. The snow that's on the ground is glistening. I don't know if you guys have seen my Instagram pictures when I post hoarfrost. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah, I saw the hoarfrost. I know what it is.
Yeah.
Do
you know what hoarfrost is?
I know the term, but I don't know.
So what it is at night when the outside gets super thick, super not humid but foggy, but it's so cold that the particles inside the fog freeze onto things and take the shape of the thing. So you'll have a tree outside with no leaves on it, but every single branch is covered with icicles, tiny little ones, and you can see right through the ice to the branch. Everything is covered in a thin layer of ice, and it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's exceptionally beautiful because after the fog lifts or the fog freezes and it's just sunny skies the next day, you look outside and you ever see those, I don't know, movies or postcards, and you just see a bunch of, like, picture Finland. All the trees are covered in a thin layer of snow. So the pine trees don't look green, they're white.
Okay.
That's what all the trees and that's what the fences look like. And even your antenna on your car is covered in it. It's amazing looking.
So it's like an icy frosting.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. And as soon as it warms up, it just melts off. Or if you touch the fence, everything just crumbles to the ground, just turns to powder. We don't make snowballs here. There's no moisture inside the snow. So the kids have more snow than you could ever imagine, and they can't build a fucking fort with it. There's no moisture. People use snow blowers leaf blowers to blow snow off their driveway.
Huh.
It's like dandruff. It's not you can't shovel it and have it turn into big balls of snow, and it gets really heavy. It's really, really light. I use a shop brush, like one of those big shop brushes to clean up the shop at the end of the day. I use that to brush my driveway. I don't even use a shovel.
Just sweep it pretty much.
You just blow it off.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the weather is cold, but it is beautiful. I think we get like 300 days of sunshine in this province.
Wow.
What are your summers like, Clay?
20, 27 degrees the last couple of days, but it goes from 18 to 31 degrees.
Yeah, so you got nice, like, interior-like weather.
Oh yeah, and there's no chance of rain. There's no clouds. It's just beautiful.
You're not far enough north that you ever have this night like dark for a period the whole time.
No. We have, even at 10 or 11 o'clock here, it's still light enough outside.
Really?
It's not daytime, but your streetlights that turn on when it gets dark don't come on here till like 10:30 or 11.
Even in wintertime, like
No,
middle
wintertime
winter.
is dark. Like wintertime is dark at 4 o'clock.
Okay. But so how many hours of daylight do you actually have like in winter? Like a few hours, like 5 hours?
It's depressing. It's 6 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, that's about like what we have here. We have about 7 or 8 hours in the wintertime.
But summertime is
So-
awesome. It's going to be light till 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Well, it's good for them late night, but still daylight hot tubbing sessions.
Yeah, that are close enough for the neighbors to hear people being called daddy and telling them not to stop. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, why is Daddy got to not stop?
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember being in Estonia in the summertime, man. It was probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting in my apartment. I was like, I want to go for a walk. Like, I'm not tired. I'm going for a walk. And I just walk outside, and the sky is like a twilight bluish purple. So it's not quite black.
mhm.
You can see some of the
Yeah.
stars, but Charles, you've been to Estonia, like the walled city part, the downtown core area. The
Oh,
old,
right.
old town, right? So that's where my
Uh-huh.
apartment was. I was staying in there. So I just like walked out to the cobblestone roads and I was like, this is like daytime. This is fucked up. It was so light outside at 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's far north, right? So summertime, the way the earth is tilted, you're going to get a way more hours of daylight out of that. I want to try farther. I want to do Finland. I want to do Arctic Circle or Alaska. I want to go somewhere where it's daytime at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, I think you can just go to Alaska for that, can't you?
Well, I mean, if I'm going to Alaska, should we do ice fishing and that? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, well, why not? We could do ice fishing at 3 o'clock in the morning. How thrilling does that sound?
That sounds great. Can we do glory holing? Is that a thing too?
Oh, we can always do that.
We don't even need to go to Alaska. We just need to get a cardboard box, cut a hole in it, put it in front of your dick. Go.
Hey, there you go. No, we need to find that guy with the 15-inch Johnson.
I don't know. That scares me. It's
We might actually get a lineup for that. Charge money.
Freak show.
Yeah. So, man, we are so far off topic when it comes to
fuck yeah.
summertime. But I tell you what, I miss the feeling and freedom of having summers, to just be able to just know that as far as what I got to do for the day is basically, well, I'll just say it this way: fuck all. You can do whatever the hell you want. I miss that. I miss that. I mean, just to be able to have that freedom, just time. Time is freedom, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I miss it too.
Does your day get away from you, Josh?
Sure does. And I work nights, so I'm all fucked around now.
Do they switch you up or do you request that?
No, they switched me up. I used to work mornings, but when I stepped down as foreman of the plant,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be in charge anymore, they just stuck me on the night shift, and I was like, that's fine. That'll keep me out of trouble.
It's weird you say that, because every day now, all I think about is how I want to be a Walmart greeter. Like whenever I go to Walmart, I just see the person standing at the front giving stickers to little kids. And I'm thinking, dude, you have absolutely no responsibilities. Nobody is going to get on your ass for anything ever.
That would be so boring though, Clay.
Yeah, but I'm tired of 20 people needing me to answer questions and solve problems. And I'm tired of every customer who has a problem, which doesn't happen often. Like we run a pretty tight ship, so it doesn't happen very often at all. But I still don't want to be that one. I don't want to be the one who takes a resume at the front and has to talk to the kid. I don't want to be I just don't want it, man. I don't want to be in charge of everything in my house and everything at my job. I don't.
That right there nails it. Is when you get to be a certain point, depending on your life, you never have time to let your hair down. Well, maybe you do, Clay. I don't have any hair to let down.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're at work all day long, and guess what? You're the answer man.
And
No
I work
matter
7 days a
what,
week.
yeah, right. So
Right?
So no matter what happens, the answer always, the buck stops with you, comes to
Yep.
you. But then you get home, and guess what? You're the answer man. The buck stops with you. So the whole day, 20, all your entire waking day, you're the responsible party. You never get a chance to just go, I'm just going to let somebody else take care of it, because you can't.
That's why I like midnight till 3 o'clock in the morning. My
Yeah.
kids are asleep. My restaurant's locked up. My house alarm is set. It's just me and TV or me and Call of Duty. That's it. There is no responsibility whatsoever. But yeah, that Walmart greeter job, I don't know, Josh, it may be boring, but you stepped down as foreman, right? Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to simplify my life.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You know what I've learned from working? The one thing I've learned from working?
That using two hands is better to give a blowjob than using only one hand in your mouth.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're like really the top dog, being middle management of any sort sucks ass, because not only are you having to do, probably, especially if you're a quote working supervisor, basically, which basically means you have a whole job, plus you have to deal with all the other people's shit.
Yeah.
And then the boss
exactly.
the boss man doesn't have to do nothing, because he's got you to take care of the shit. He's just back there, hey, I want this done. And then he just steps back, and then you got to go, okay, how the hell am I going to get this done with these nimrods that I got working here? The best thing to do is just be a highly skilled person who has work that's valuable, and you know it, and they can't fuck with you, and you don't have to have any responsibilities for people. That is the best thing.
I'm looking at Josh right now. Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice now. The stress is gone. I download 3 Netflix movies per day so that I can watch them at night while I make chainsaw bars. It's mostly just listening to them, but I get to watch every once in a while. I glance over at my phone.
So do you get paid less?
No, they didn't lower my wage.
Oh,
wow. You did sweeten that deal, but you had to go to work nights, right? That was the deal.
Yeah, that was the deal. But I only worked 4 days a week, so in a way, I gained.
That's a perfect opportunity. And let me ask you this: in your career field, is it hard to find new employees to learn your skills?
It's impossible.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So see, you got a golden goose situation there. As long as you don't screw it up somehow. I mean, they're going to leave you alone, say, do your job, here's your money. And they're going to be like, don't screw it up. He's doing what we need him to do. That's it.
Yeah. Don't fuck with him, because he might get pissed off and fucking walk.
Exactly.
Yeah. I always felt like that when I was at a restaurant. I always felt like, if I do everything and know everything, they're going to leave me alone. I was wrong.
You were wrong. You're so replaceable at a restaurant, man.
I thought I was, and I wasn't. I know there would always be a time where they would have to train the new person, but different.
I don't know. I don't know. I think when, man, we're so far off topic on this, but man, I think the restaurant industry is going to have a really interesting situation in the future, because with inflation, everything getting so high, I don't understand how people go out to eat so much. It's so expensive. I mean, unless you're with a company that holds their prices for 10 years. But other than people like that, I mean, everything's just crazy, ridiculous, expensive. And I'd rather, and honestly, these days, I look at some of the people who are working at some of these places. I don't know that I trust them making my food. I want to make my food. I will make my own food, because I know what I'm doing when I'm cooking it to eat it, because some of these guys are just like, oh, dropped it on the floor. Oh, well, there you go, buddy.
So I think, Charlie Ray, we did an episode and we talked about the price of steak. Was that you?
I don't know.
The price of pork. We talked about how the price of pork hasn't changed in like 8 years.
I think that was April.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
April? Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, even cooking for yourself now, buying a steak is ridiculously priced.
Ridiculous. It's almost cheaper to go and just sit down at the keg.
Yeah, that's
the steak.
What I'm saying. Like, even though you don't understand how they're going out to eat, it's $5 more for you to get served the meal versus me spending an hour and a half cooking it and cleaning my own dishes. I would rather spend that $5 and not have to do
Yeah.
the cleanup.
Well, when you put it that way, yeah, you are correct. I guess I would say this: in some places and in choices you eat,
Yeah.
it makes sense, and then in other ones, it doesn't make as much sense. You know,
It's weird. Bacon has skyrocketed, but pork chops haven't. Pork chops are cheap as fuck to buy. Yeah. Steak
I
is
don't eat much
terrible.
pork.
Steak
yeah,
is
steak's
terrible.
ridiculous.
Ground beef is cheap.
I eat a lot of ground beef.
Yeah, no, ground beef is awesome.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so versatile.
when you're gonna go buy something to cook yourself an awesome meal at home, that pork is your way to go.
yeah,
Easily.
yeah. And I like a good pork chop.
Yeah. I like to do mine breaded. Or do you ever do yours dry ribs?
No,
I cut mine into little strips and then I deep fry them and then I toss them in a salt and pepper mix.
Oh, nice. Thinking
Oh.
for a glaze would be nice.
Yeah.
that sounds nice.
So it's just that the house smells like a deep fryer and I hate that. I wish I had an
Ah.
outdoor deep fryer so I could like do my shit out there. But deep frying
Yeah.
is the way to go for almost anything. Although
For flavor.
I've never done turkey deep fried, even though I watch those videos and it looks awesome.
Oh, it's good.
That does sound delicious.
So how's that for summer talk? Pork chops, deep fried turkeys.
I think we covered every aspect of it.
Wow.
So before we head out here, before we say thanks to the listeners for bearing with us following no real topic whatsoever, which isn't a surprise. I mean, I listen to the shows when I edit them, and a lot of them are just all over the map, and I'm okay with that because I think people get more for their money, their free dollar they're spending, if they get more topics covered.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything you guys want to say?
Other than the fact that you guys, and I know Clay will back this up from his previous trip, that you need to come down and have Kansas City BBQ.
Fuck yeah, Josh.
Yeah, let's plan something.
I'm in. Yeah, that's hands down the
Ice
best.
fishing and barbecue.
Yeah.
And Kansas City's not that far away from Wisconsin. Not that far away.
Yeah.
If you're driving.
It's only like 8 hours, 9 hours.
Yeah.
I'll be in Wisconsin here in about, I don't know, a little bit less than a month. I'll be up there for a concert. So
yeah, but you're not going to be bringing, Kansas City barbecue with you. So that might not be the best thing.
Probably not. No.
So I'm going to leave people with that thought that Kansas City barbecue is definitely the shit and a half. And apparently Wisconsin for ice fishing is the shit.
Yes. And I will leave them with the thought of this. If you can enjoy your summer, enjoy them while you can, because there's entirely not enough of them in life.
Yeah. Adulting sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. So try not to be an adult, folks.
All right. Learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
Peace out, know-it-alls.
Peace out, know-it-alls.
Later.
One more time, I just want to see I move the mic a little bit closer to see if I can actually be as loud as you.
And you're recording.
Yeah, I am right now.
Mocha chocolata, yeah.
Okay, that's louder than you usually.
Mocha chocolata, yeah.
That's better.